Okay, I did another experiment with some wad cutters using only a single pump, even though this is a 10 pump rifle here, this Daisy 880. If you want to find out more about the Daisy 880, look at all my other videos. I've got more information. Some of it is very highly detailed. Things about the scope, things about the velocity, things to make the rifle shoot more accurately, things like that. What I wanted to show you here is what I'm doing is I'm taking my lightest wad cutter that I normally use, which is a 7-grain wad cutter right here. This is an R10 wad cutter. And trying to get zeroed in right about a 1/4 inch, and you can see I'm a little off here. But I'm not trying to get zeroed in perfectly because it's just a test. So anyway, what I did is I maxed out the elevation turret, which is here. Maxed it out so we get maximum range for the heavy pellets that come up here. And it's a Daisy 880, one pump, and we're at 15 yards. So the 7-grain pellet at 15 yards, we had a we had a 3/8 inch drop average, and it's minus 1/4 mil dot. So if you're looking in the scope, it's a 1/4 mil dot from the center crosshairs going down. The second pellet is this is a 7.56. It's a 4.51 diameter competition wad cutter. It's by H&N. It's called Finale Match. That one is down 1/2 mil, or 1 inches down if you want to go by inches. And then we got the 8.2. This is an R10 pellet, competition pellet, same thing. And we're down 1.5 inches, or 1 mil. And the scope that I have can go down to 4.5, and then when you hit 5, you'll run into part of the scope edge, and I'll show you that real quickly here. So here you got 1, 2, 3, 4 mil dots, 4.5, and then you could call that 5, but that's that edge that's at the bottom of the scope. So that's what you run into when you get past 4.5. This actually could be considered 5. So let's go back to where I was, 8.2 minus 1 mil. So on here, just to show you what's going on, it'll be right there. 9.3 grain, we start having quite a bit of a drop. This is called the RWS Super Mag. We had a 3 3/4 inch drop, and the way I measure the drop is the center of the group, not the edge of the pellets, but just right in the middle where the pellets are. So 3 3/4, and we have a 2.5 mil dot drop with that pellet, and that's 1, 2, 2.5. Oh, by the way, this is a UTG Bugbuster scope, 3 to 9 by 32. Yeah, so we're right there. So you can see we have plenty of mil dots left, even though it's very low velocity and we're only pumping it once. Then we get to the 9.7 Winchester wad cutter, and we're 4 3/4 inch, once again right in the center of that group. 4 3/4 inch drop. We've got a 3.5 mil drop. So let's check 3.5 on here. Got 1, 2, 3.5. So we still got some room. And what I found out outside is that even though these sheets of paper were 15 yards, what I found out outside is that these two pellets right here, the 9.3 and the 9.7, the maximum range I can get them to is probably about 20 yards. So I can get just a little bit more. This one in between 15 and 20. This one drops very, very rapidly because it's very heavy, and it's only pumped one time, once again. The 8.2, the 7.56, I can get these. I can get these possibly out to 25 yards. And then this one here, I could get out to maybe 30, 35 yards with the single pump. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you, and showing you my mil dot scope and where the shots are falling. So that's the difference between a 7.56 grain and 8.2 grain, 9.3, 9.7, or no, 9.3, 9.7 grain. So you have all the weights, and you can see as the weight gets heavier, obviously, it's going to drop further and further as the weight gets heavier. But at least this way, you know that if you had a shot with a heavy pellet like the 9.7 and you wanted to take one pump, 3.5 mil down at 15 yards, 1, 2, 3.5 right there, at least you know you have a little bit left over right here to get it out just a little bit further than 15 yards. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. This is just a talk on what I'm up to with experiments and stuff. I do a lot of experiments on trajectory and things like that. So what I'm doing in this, these groupings are kind of wide because I'm not concentrating on getting tight shot groups. What I'm concentrating on is just getting kind of like an average of what to expect for a drop. So like for instance, this group here, you can see at 15 yards is about 3/4 of an inch or something like that. But once again, I'm not trying to get good groups here. I'm just trying to see what kind of drop we got, just for a quick experiment. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and probably chat with you again sometime.